welcome. Right, so today we've got two Casios. One's an original and the other one is a reissue. Do you like the way I synchronise the times here? Ding. Perfect. Right, so surprisingly enough, for a reissue, they are pretty identical. The cases and the strap is almost there. Now, there is a few differences. So, the original, which is this one here, is made in 1985, and it's called a DB-520. This one here is called, this was reissued in 2016, and this one's called a DB-380, so the numbers are less. Now, this one supports a 3227 module, and because this one's in the 80s, it supports a 675 module. Now, the original one, this is the original, by the way, on my right. The original one was made in Japan. The reissue was made in China, would you believe? Now, there is a few that I don't understand why they didn't use the same module and just replicate it, because it lacks a few features. So, for example, this one here, the data bank, stores 50 memories or contacts. This one only here, the new one, only supports 30. You thought as time progressed, they would have made that to 300 easily, the way the technology is nowadays. But it's not. They've actually lowered it to almost half. The original one also had a world time, but the new reissue one, they didn't have a world time. They both support 5 alarms. The only difference on this one, it's multilingual, so it's got 13 languages. I suppose I did that because they sell it all around the world and it makes more sense. They both got a countdown timer, they both got a stopwatch, all that sort of thing. So let me show you the differences. So the differences is the screen. So this one here, they made it into a box where you could, so if you see this one here, the box is actually a little box there. If you've got any contacts or memories, it just fills in the box there. Quite a long boxes. This one here, so if you see the writing as well, it's almost the same like the Friday. Let me show you. This one's got the year here, but the year on this one, on the new one, is down below here. 2024 up here, it says the year, which I much prefer this one. I like the way the characters are on top. It just fits better in the screen. The date is on the wrong, this is the new one, by the way. The date is on the bottom, but the clock is in the middle of the LCD screen. On the old one, the clock features on the bottom, then you've got your date, and then you've got the day and the year. The difference as well is the light. Let me turn my light off and I'll show you the difference with the light. Let me see where the button of the light is. Hold on. Oh, both exactly the same. The light test. Don't forget, on the right, that's the original. And that's the new one. They've got quite good lights, and the original one, it's still got a very good light considering it's 30 something odd years old. So the difference also is the adjust button on this one here. If you notice, like every Casio, is flush here because you rarely use it, so they're changing times and stuff like that. But on the new one, they sort of stuck it out, pointing out. What's the other feature? The other difference is let me show you on the strap. On the back, they put all the information on it. So everything's listed 35 5 alarms, DB-380, made in China, 13 languages. On this one here, the original, basically nothing. It's just every other Casio. 675 module, made in Japan. Just stick them back on here. And they both go through the menus roughly the same. Let's have a little flick and I shall show you. I'll stick them back on here because it looks better on the camera and you can probably see both at once instead of me picking one up all the time. So let's do them both together. So we're on the home screen now, so we're going to press both left hand buttons. Now on this one, see, it's exactly the same. This one's got something in it already, and that's the new one. This one scrolls past. On the old one, all that top screen there, that scrolls past. Let's see if I've got anything on it. .50 contacts. Oh, this one's got a schedule as well built in. So we just skip straight to the alarm then. That one has got a data bank where you fit your details in, like names and numbers. And also, if you've got a schedule, like, I don't know, appointment, Tuesday, 2 o'clock, for example. This one hasn't got that. So that's one advantage. Well time. So now we're on alarm on this one. Next we're on stopwatch, but while we're on well time on here. Now we're on alarm on here. Timer. Timer on here. Dual time. Stopwatch. And we're back on the home screen there. So that's all the features I've finished on that watch. But the old one carried on for another one. Yeah, so that's all the features. I mean, look, they're both nice. They both work basically the same. You would have thought as time progressed, the new one would have had more features, but it seems they've just saved on. I don't even think it's down to money anymore because this stuff doesn't cost much. Research and development, R&R. So they had all the information. You would have thought they would have fitted 300, a data bank of 300, had another feature on there just to bring it up to date, but it didn't do that. It hasn't even got well time. The original one has got well time. It's very bizarre. I don't know why they've done that. It doesn't make any sense. Even if they changed it and made the screen, I was going to say made it into colour, but that's silly. Yeah, I mean, look, don't get me, they're both nice. If you don't know any different, then it doesn't make a difference. But if you had one as a childhood and you thought, oh, there's a reissue, they're still going to have the world time, you're still going to have this, still going to have that, and it hasn't, it's a bit of a letdown, isn't it? Because they cut a lot of features. Yeah. And that's it. By the way, I've been playing around with this watch today. I'll tell you the story with this watch. I bought one for a customer. He asked for one. And I was hooked on it. I played around with the watch. I bought it for the customer. I sent it to him. It went to the States. I was so hooked. I had to buy one. And I found this one online. The original straps are coming. I've ordered them. But it's just a marvellous watch. It really, really is. I'm going to do a more in-depth video on it. But it is absolutely jam-packed with features. I'm absolutely in love with it. Can you imagine in 1996 when it came out and you rocked up wearing this with this big gauge sensor on the side there? Just looks epic. Absolutely marvellous. I've got the original straps coming. That should be here next week. And I've got the booklet in the box, so I'm going to stick it in the box. And I have done a video, but the one that I did a video on, all this here was all worn, so it's really heavily used. And this one come up for sale, and I just had to buy it. It's just, by the way, if you don't know what it is, this is a temperature watch, so you can point it at things. So I'll show you a really quick little example. Let's move these. So look, I'm gonna do a temperature on that screen. So you press scan. And it measures it, 26.4. It does so it doesn't do an internal temperature on the surface, it does a radiation temperature. The heat or the coldness that's coming off the screen or air or anything. Even on if you had an ice cube in front of you and you did it, it'll tell you the temperature. Forehead. I just love the way it looks. It looks absolutely amazing. And this watch is full of features. Just stunning. I love it. Just really well engineered. If this was not another brand, I don't even think it would look this beautiful. Like, they really went to town and thought about it. Not only did they, I mean, they could have just put a square watch with a little gauge on the side, but they didn't. They made this wonderful shape that goes like this, follows it round. Two gorgeous screens and a blue screen as well. They really went to town with a sensor. Not only did they put a select button on the bottom so you can press, they put a scan button on top as well. 3 little buttons on the side. It's got a light. I absolutely love it. Really, I'm absolutely hooked. It's becoming one of my favourite watches. Japan as well. And on your wrist, it just looks. Let me put my jumper up. On the wrist, it does look amazing. It's proper 90s, isn't it? Wow. I mean, I can see why these are collectible, why a lot of people want these particular watches, because they're so unique. And they're pretty rare. You may find 10 on eBay. Half will be really heavily used. 1 or 2 maybe in mint condition. But yeah. Absolutely beautiful. They made a few versions of these as well. Yeah, right. That's it. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about these. I suppose you wouldn't be really bothered about the features because you like the look of the Casio watch. I mean, to be honest with you, no one buys a watch nowadays for the features, like the Casios, I mean. Unless you want to do mountain climbing, unless you like to take temperatures. But if you're just a basic watch, no one's going to use the memory because we've got it on our phones. No one's really going to use it for anything because we've got it on our phones. But if you just want the nostalgia feeling, then of course, get one. But they're both nice. Both did the job. Thank you very much.